tell us what your plans are now? Are you going to go home? Are you going to stay here? What are you going to do in terms of recovery, rehab?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really have a concrete plan, but I've got to wait until I feel a bit better before I can really start doing anything. So they want to keep a pretty close eye on things. So I would anticipate I'm going to be here. Hopefully not too long, but as long as it takes to feel better and hopefully start training for next year.
Do you have a setback in terms of not feeling good?
Yeah, I started to get some symptoms. I don't know, it's probably been, a week and a half or whenever I stopped skating, yeah. So started to kind of ramp things up a bit, as far as working out and skating, and got a little bit of symptoms, so, had to take a step back.
Headaches?
Yeah, all that stuff. I mean, all the stuff that comes with it, and, up to that point, the progression had gone pretty well, but at the same time, still wasn't ready.
So can you talk about it?
Yeah, I think more frustrating. My expectation probably wasn't that I'd play, but I was just trying to make sure that, if there was any chance that, it was possible to come back, that I was ready and that I'd, done everything I could to be ready for that. So, it's frustrating, disappointing, but can't really control any of that. All I could control is what I was doing off the ice and trying to rehab and all that stuff. And unfortunately, it didn't work out.
Because of the setback, are you more cautious about how you move forward now?
I don't know about cautious. Yeah, I just want to make sure. I just think having gone through that, you kind of get to that point and you don't want to go through that again. I mean, I don't want to sit here for a few weeks and, be, pushing the fact of working out or trying to get back to it too quick. That won't happen, but I just want to make sure that when I do start to work out again, I don't want to have to deal with symptoms. So I'd rather wait that extra bit of time and make sure when I.
After that first hit at the Winter Classic, do you believe that you had sufficient time to recover before you played again?
Yeah, I mean, at that point we thought it was pretty much neck related, so there wasn't really anything to recover from. It was, it was thought to be my neck, so I don't really think that.
Did you have an evaluation, a baseline test?
Yeah, I had an evaluation, so that's 4 months ago.
Yeah.
I'm worrying about getting better. I mean, that's way in the past, but
That you had a concussion on top of a concussion with the second hit?
you know what? It's possible, but it's not the easiest thing to diagnose, and I don't think if you ask any guy who's been through it before, it's not something you know right away. So it's very easily, that very easily could have been the case, but it wasn't because of lack of care or anyone not being as diligent as possible. It's just just the way the circumstances were. But yeah, I mean, I don't think anything would have changed the way everyone looked at things. I have there's no time frame for you there. I mean, I was just kind of in that progression phase of working out and all that stuff, and I honestly couldn't tell you. I mean, the doctor didn't really talk about, didn't really talk as far as what was ahead. It was more or less just getting through each step and making sure that I felt good there. And it's not a matter of just waking up one day and getting cleared to do the next thing. I mean, you've got to go through that stuff for at least a week before, you're ready to kind of move forward. So who knows as far as time-wise, but obviously if I felt symptoms when I did, then I wasn't close. But
had you done something that you hadn't yet done before you got the setback?
Not specific exercise. I think exertion-wise, though, I mean, I was almost going, pretty close. And when you do that, then I think you get a pretty good idea where you're at. And obviously, I wasn't quite there yet. But the fact that I was able to do some things, even though that didn't allow me to get back, in my mind, that was kind of a small victory, just to be able to get on the ice a bit and at least, feel like an athlete again. That was nice. Yeah, I mean, I don't think anyone's psyche changed based on when I stopped skating. I mean, what we'd gone through this year, the adversity we faced, was a lot, and the way guys responded was pretty amazing. So I don't think when you go through all that, me not skating for a couple of days is going to change anything. You know, guys were mentally tough to deal with everything we dealt with, and you know, I think that you know, like I said, for me to be able to skate and be around the guys, that was important for me, and I think that, you know, had a lot to do with me being able to recover as fast as possible too, being around the guys and seeing how well they were playing, and you know, I think that made things easier. So it's been really slow, obviously, but I'm not worried about that. You know, I feel like from where I was a couple months ago, you know, things are a lot better. Like I said, just being able to skate and stuff was encouraging. So hopefully the next step, you know, doesn't have any hurdles, and I'm just able to begin getting ready for next season as usual.
Will this make you play different, more cautious at all, or anything?
No, I mean, no, I don't think. I think that's something that you have to get used to. To say that maybe the first couple games back, it might be a little weird to, you know, to play in a game and get hit and go through that. For sure, anybody who's been through this will tell you need to get those first couple hits in and get that comfort. But I can't play any different. You know, I only know really one way to play, and I'm not going to change my game or anything like that. You know, I have to play the same way, and the reason why you make sure you're recovered is so you can do that, and if not, then you put yourself in a, you know, pretty bad situation. So I'm going to make sure that do everything I can to be better and to play the same way I need to next year. But no, I don't expect to change anything. With these, everyone's so different. I mean, I don't think that people realize that, you know, when you look at a knee or a shoulder and you think of how many different things can happen. A concussion isn't just I mean, there's so many different concussions. You're talking about your brain, so there's a lot of different symptoms and a lot of different things that can go on. So it's a pretty complicated injury, but at the same time, everyone says the same thing. You got to make sure that you give it time and listen to your body, and that's what I've tried to do.
Sid, given what this team accomplished without you and Gino this year, what are realistic expectations for you two coming back if the core can be kept together, and you two both coming off of relatively serious injuries?
I think our expectations should be the same as every year. You know, we want to win, and I don't see why that should change. Or I think, if anything, what we went through this year should make us even better, to be honest. I mean, you know, what we were able to do, not just even down me and Gino, we were, you know, I think half of Wilkes-Barre was here at one point. You know, that's pretty incredible what we were able to do. What was it, 49 wins? I mean, we didn't break stride with what we had to deal with. So I think that that's going to help everyone, including me and Gino and all the guys who are out. You know, we're gonna make sure that we do everything we can to make sure our game is where it needs to be when we start next year. So I see it being something that hopefully helps us down the road.
You and Gino keep each other's spirits up?
Yeah, I think, I mean, I was talking to Gino, and you could just see, you know, you play hockey every day, you know, you think about it, you train, all that stuff, and when you lose that, or when you're not able to do that, I think you realize how much you miss it. And I mean, he was out skating in a tracksuit, and you know, the whole time after, he was smiling ear to ear, and I knew exactly what that felt like, because you know, a few weeks before that, I was going through the same thing. So it's amazing what just putting your gear on and being out there and being around the guys does. So I think for sure, I think we helped each other. But like I said, I think just being around the guys and seeing the way they handled everything, seeing their attitude, I think that helped us. And you know, Gino's rehab's gone pretty well, and I'm sure that has something to do with it. So you know, everyone was really helpful for us too.